All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we're going to talk about some comments made by Nick Sirianni about Saquon Barkley and him poking fun at Giant fans. So let's kind of get into that. So this is what he had to say recently. He said, "Sometimes you see Giant fans around here being so close, and they give me a good, 'Hey, go Giants.'" And he responds with, "I typically let it go, but if the fan gets me good enough, I usually say, we got your best player." And what's funny about that is I saw on social media, and also my friend said it too. Oh, I didn't know that they got Dexter Lawrence. So I thought that was funny. But yeah, and then the other thing, this is what Saquon had to say. This is about his daughter. "She knows there's a lot of history in my career with the Eagles. When I told her that we're going to be going to Philly, she kind of was just like, 'Does that mean we're going to win now?'" Oh yeah, I remember this. And I just started smiling again. I was like, hopefully we can win some more games. And then this is also what Sirianni had to say. "Saquon, it's really nice to see him in green. It's really nice to see him here. We missed a tackle on him the other day on the sidelines. Now, we're not tackling in OTAs, but you could tell without pads on, you could tell if that guy made the tackle or not. I had visions back of him like Saquon making somebody miss and doing it again. It brought me back to that." But yeah, and then he also said, "I wasn't happy that our defensive player missed a tackle on this particular play, but I'm really happy that Saquon, that number 26, is on our side, making the guy miss." So yeah, that's what he had to say. Also, the quote from Saquon's daughter as well. Yeah, I mean, listen, Nick Sirianni is that guy, and that's why he's not particularly one of my favorite people. But I think it has a lot to do with just he's the Eagles head coach. So yeah, I mean, being a Giant fan, yeah, you're not supposed to like the Eagles, you're not supposed to like the Cowboys, but stuff like that, does, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't bother me. It bothers me a little bit because yeah, it's like, well, now you got Saquon on your team. Now I will say I didn't flip out like a lot of Giant fans did when he went to the Eagles. Was I disappointed? Yeah, I was disappointed because it's a team within the Giants division, and I think it would, like, if he went to the Cowboys, it would have been worse. But yeah, it's just I wish he would have went to another team that's not in their division. Now, I don't think he went to the Eagles to stick it to the Giants. I don't. The Eagles offered him a lot of money, and he took it. So I can't really get mad at him for that. And I think also it just has a lot to do with the Giants really didn't do anything with him. They did win a playoff game, and that was a fun year, but what happened? They went to Philly, and the Eagles knocked them out. They really didn't do a lot of winning with Saquon. Now, that's not Saquon's fault. That's on the front office for not building this team up. I mean, this team has not been good for quite some time. But, I mean, that's just me. I really did not have an attachment to Saquon like some of these other fans. I just didn't. So that's why when he left, I wasn't that upset about it. Because again, the Giants just have not been good for so long that, I don't know. That's just me. But, when Nick Sirianni says, we got your best player, I mean, is he wrong? Again, Giant fans are kind of salty. That's why they say Dexter Lawrence. I mean, Saquon Barkley, probably the Giants' best player. But some won't admit that because, now he went to the Eagles. But you know what? I think Nick Sirianni's allowed to have a little bit of fun. If a Giant fan is, giving him a hard time, yeah, I mean, you're allowed to say that. That's fine. Man, when Saquon Barkley goes up against the Giants and he comes back to MetLife, I'm curious to see how that whole dynamic is with the fans, because they are going to be booing like crazy. And I expect Saquon to have a good game. I really do. I see. I think originally I did say this. He didn't stick it to the Giants by signing with the Eagles. But I think now he's going to want to stick it to the Giants because of how the fans have been annoying him on social media. When he went to the playoff game, the Sixers Knicks game in Philly, I mean, Giant fans were all over him. He's just going out and trying to have a nice time. And you're annoying him over something that happened months ago. So he's definitely going to want to go out there and just, show off. But, like I said, I'm not going to kill him for the decision. That's what he decided to do. So, but again, that's just me. I'm one Giant fan. I'm a Giant fan that's kind of been checked out these last couple. Well, not these last couple, but for a while now, because the team just has not been good. Now that doesn't mean that I don't watch the games. Of course, I watch the games, but I'm also watching. I also want to watch all the other games too, because I'm involved in other things with fantasy and the spread pool, so I want to watch some other games. I don't want to just watch my team get destroyed. So, but yeah, it's yeah, I'm kind of gonna switch my camera over because this has just been getting annoying, and I was trying to get through the rest of this segment, but I feel like it was gonna get to a point where it was just gonna really act up, and then I'd have to do it anyways. But yeah, I have been having some issues with this camera recently. Now I don't know if it's from the camera or the adapter that I plug the USB into, but I don't know. All right, we're good now. Should be good for the remainder of the show here, the last couple of minutes. But now I lost my train of thought of what I was talking about, but I know it's with Saquon. But yeah, it's just like I said, I didn't have attachment to Saquon like some of these other fans did. And you know what? Saquon was a good player, and I think we're gonna feel his absence. I think. And they did go out and they bring in Devin Singletary, who had a nice season last year with the Texans, but I mean, he's not Saquon Barkley. So, but again, for the Giants to move forward, I mean, I was okay with them letting him go. It's unfortunate that he ended up going to a division rival. That's the only thing. And like I said, Nick Sirianni might not be my favorite person in the world, but yeah, you're allowed to talk a little bit of trash to Giant fans if they're giving you a hard time. So I'm not gonna let that get. I mean, yeah, it bothers me, but I'm not gonna let it, get to me that much. But and also I just feel like if it was in, like, let's say, because I know this could happen. And not that they're necessarily division rivals, but you could look at them as crosstown rivals. The Yankees and the Mets. Juan Soto is going to be a free agent. The Mets might offer him a ton of money, more money than the Yankees, and he might go to the Yankees, or he might go to the Mets. And now all my friends that are Met fans, yeah, they're going to be, they are going to be blown away by that if that does happen. Now, if that does happen, I'll be bitter about. That I would be bitter about. Because, it's like now you have Juan Soto, who's one of the best players in baseball, and the Yankees just had him. I don't know if I think my friends might brag a little bit that they got Soto. If that does happen, that would bother me. But again, that's just me. And I think that it's more so because I'm a bigger Yankee fan than I am a Giant fan. And again, I am friends with Met fans. I feel like that would bother me. This didn't bother. I guess it stings a little bit, but again, I'm not losing sleep over it. Because there were probably Giant fans that did lose sleep over it. I did not. I'm okay. I'm fine. But, yeah, I mean, when you see him come out of the tunnel, when they play each other at the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium, and, he's running for, $150. Well, I don't know if he's going to, but, if he has a big run for a touchdown, like a 75-yard touchdown, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think about what Nick Sirianni had to say. How do you guys think Saquon Barkley is going to do with the Eagles? I think he's going to have a great year. Running behind an offensive line that can actually block for him. I think he should do well. I'm curious to see how it's going to be because, there's no more Jason Kelce, but the offensive line is still going to be solid. We'll see how it goes, though. But, yeah, that is pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well throughout the day. NBA Finals is tomorrow. Stanley Cup Saturday. So, and then once those are over, that's it for the NBA and the NHL. Also, I will be making an appearance on the Chip Shot Football Podcast with Manny as the host. And Emron will be joining us as well. So that will be on Friday. That's, I think, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure to tune in for that. We're talking football. I know if you did go back and watch the shows from the last couple of weeks, Emron shows, I did make an appearance on the soccer podcast, talking some soccer. Did the best I could. But we'll be talking football, so I should be all right. But, yeah, so make sure to check that out. That's Friday. I'll bring it up tomorrow and Friday as well. But, yeah, so that'll be on Friday. But, yeah, make sure to go check out all the other shows, and that's pretty much it. So that is all the time that we have for today. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And until then, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.